Okay. This one actually, I think Sister Sumita also did the questions, but since it's my assignment, so I also do lah. Okay. The question is explain the factors that lead to decline in moral conduct in bhikkhus before the promulgation of Vinaya rules. So the first 20 years of dispensation of Buddha was a peaceful time and no incidents or indiscipline in the Sangha. Sangha was then comprised of arahants who were free from blemish or non-arahants with a high sense of moral rectitude who needed minimum perceptive direction. The personal supervision and inspiration of the Buddha ensure a a serene atmosphere of discipline. The serene tranquility of the sasana came to an end as instances of unworthy conduct appear among the Sangha. Next slide. So following developments are identified as factors contributing to the declining of the moral conducts. So first is a numerical increase of the Sangha caused by the geographical dispersal of monasteries that weaken the central control and make room for laxity in the discipline. There are also different social backgrounds of ordained members that make it hard to control. Second, increase of manifestations to the Sangha. Levi's support for the Sangha attracted many young people who sought comfort without label. Sanctity accorded by the kings to the Sangha make it an asylum for fugitives from justice. The third, growth of learning among the Sangha. With more people joining the Sangha, there was a mission of less spiritually matured individuals in the Sangha, thus causing different level of understanding and interpretation of what was taught by the Buddha. Fourth, increasing duration of the sasana. More disciplinary problems appear due to the growing numbers of the Sangha members, and also there were more interactions with the deities. The fifth, this one I get from Google, this one is not from the book. It says specific, I get it from Noble AI, specific issues like some monks from wealthy families demanding luxurious accommodations, misuse of donations and requisites, inappropriate behavior with the lay followers, and competition for resources among Sangha members, and lack of standardized guidelines for conduct. So these are the issues. So due to the reasons, the Buddha considered that it was appropriate to introduce the rules of discipline. So the following were the 10 objectives aimed by the imposition of the rules by conduct, which eventually developed as the Vinaya Pitaka. First, well-being of the Sangha. Second, convenience of the Sangha. Third, restraint of the evil-minded persons. Fourth, ease of well-behaved monks. Fifth, restraint against the defilements of life. Sixth, eradication of the defilements of the life after. 7. Conversion of new adherents. 8. Enhancement of those already converted. 9. Stability and continuity of the Dhamma. And the 10. Furtherance of the good discipline. So rules were framed specifying the offences and the manner for adjudicating upon them. There are 227 rules for bhikkhus and 311 rules for the bhikkhunis. Brother Lau, actually, is it necessary to put the 10 objectives or no need?
What is that?
Just put until the factors enough.
Explain the factor that lead to the decline. They never ask you to list out the second Buddhist council.
So just explain the factors enough lah. No need the objectives, is it?
What you have the following?
I actually quote the factors, then I say there are the 10 objectives. This one is from the book. But actually in the exam, no need to write, right? Because it's not relevant, or actually better to write.
This one okay for this one. You have further
Okay.
more than that. Any more? Besides
I
this,
still got one more question.
so this one is what you have until
Yeah.
should be sufficient.
So
Because he never asked
So
for the second Buddhist council.
no. And also another point is the fifth reason that I quote, right, is actually from normal AI. It's not from the book.
This one better don't put.
Better don't put.
What given in the YMBA just put. These are normal
Oh,
text.
okay. 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 All right. So my next question is what are mental hindrances? So mental hindrances are obstacles that obstruct the attainment of jhanas, obstruct one from doing kusala and cause rebirth in the Dugati, the four unhappy realms. There are four mental hindrances as per below table. So kamachanda is attachment to sensual pleasures perceived by the five senses, the world of sight, sound, smell, taste, and physical touch. Then Vyapada is intense anger, ill will, or hatred towards others, accompanied by the wish for their downfall or destruction. Tinamida is a mental lethargy and reluctance to engage in wholesome actions. Udacha Kukucha, restlessness of the mind and worry or repentance. Last is a Vichikicha, indecision. So Kamachanda is suppressed by Ekagata, Vyapada by Piti, Tinamida by Vitaka, Udacha Kukucha by Vichara, and Vichikicha by Sukha. Next slide. So kamachanda is the attachments to sensual desires for the gratification of the five senses, namely eyes, ear, nose, tongue, and body. The eye is always in search of the pleasant sights, the ear, the pleasant sounds, the nose, the pleasant smells, the tongue, the good taste, and the body, pleasant touch. The Buddha has not denied the enjoyment of five senses to the ordinary persons, but warned that indulgence and clinging led to unhappiness. The happiness derived from sensual pleasures and temporarily subject to change and lead to suffering. It is attenuated at Sakadagami level and completely eliminated at Anagami stage. Bhikkhus and practitioners who are on the path to Nibbana are advised to have restrained their senses and practice of Indriya Samvara Sila. Some even adopt some Duktanga practice to restrain the senses. Next slide. Vyapada is due to mental factor dosa that arises when the mind reacts with an undesirable object. When one has sati and clear awareness, it is possible to recognize anger and it arises in the mind at the Pari-Uttana stage. Daily mindfulness practice helps to prevent anger from doing harm to oneself and others by preventing anger proceeding to active Vitikama stage. Vyapada is a factor that binds one to samsara. It is attenuated at Sakadagami level and completely eradicated at the Anagami level. The practice of metta and being aware of the karma and vipaka will gradually help in the suppression and elimination of anger in daily life. Next slide. Tina Mina refers to the lethargic state of mental activity, not bodily fatigue. Tina Mina induces sleepiness and prevents one from continuing in the task that one is doing, for example, meditation. From when slow and torpor and pleasant, the mind is dull and blurry, and one will not know the meditation object. It is boredom or lack of interest that give rise to sloth and torpor. This can be avoided by changing from sitting and walking meditation or changing bodily postures with mindfulness. Taking food in moderation helps in avoiding tinamida. Fear and alertness will not allow sloth and torpor to arise. For example, sitting on the edge of a cliff, avoid tinamina. Counting helps in checking tinamina. So next slide. Udacha Kukucha is mental unrest, not satisfied with what is being done or available and trying to find something else and not being here and now. It is a mental state which is associated with unwholesome thoughts. When one observes the precepts and avoid evil thoughts, Udacha would not arise. Udacha is only eliminated at the Arahan level. Kukucha is remorse and result in thinking over a bad conduct committed or the good that was not done in the past. The best that one should do is not to repeat the mistakes and do wholesome deeds. Forgiveness and letting go of the past is what overcomes remorse. Kukucha is eliminated fully at the anagami level. Next slide. Vichikicha is doubts about things that should not be doubted. For example, doubt on the teachings of the Buddha, the triple gem, karma, doubt about past, present, future, and dependent origination. Its characteristics are manifest as wavering, creates inability to decide, leads to less conviction, results in spiritual stagnation. Vichikicha is completely eliminated as sotapan. Sorry, this is a repeat. Next. So when five hindrances are present, the mind cannot achieve full absorption level. At the jhana level, these hindrances are suppressed temporarily and the mind is pure as long as one is in samadhi. In insight meditation and upachara samadhi, the mind is temporarily clear of defilements including hindrances. Then one can proceed to realize a higher wisdom without obtaining jhanas, to see things as they really are and to realize the three sinatta, anicca, dukkha, and anatta. When one has mundane wholesome thoughts, no defilements are present, the mind hindrances are absent. Total eradication of hindrances will lead to attainment of Nibbana. Finish.
Okay, good job. So this is also a typical question. So have to very familiar with this. If you can duplicate this will be good. And also, if you're having problem, please always try the easy one first, especially the short question to get all the full mark before you attempt the rest. Okay, for those who are weak, for those who are okay, because I see through all the paper, they are getting less and less question.
Yeah, lor.
Yeah,
Don't know.
and choice is
And then
very
they
little, no more 10 here. Okay, so you see your luck this year. Getting less and less question. I think no more 10. It's about 8 only. So if one or two difficult one, then very little choice. So no more from you. Anymore?
no more.
So Sumita, last one.
So number 3 first. The question is, Buddha emphasized that an individual's duty towards his associates are more important than his right. Illustrate this statement by reference to Sigalovada Sutta. In the Sigalovada Sutta, it explains how laymen must practice self-control, proper conduct, good manners, and a sense of modesty as the preliminary step to be able to lead a happy, peaceful, and progressive household life. Society is a complex unit consisting of individuals, each having a specific relationship with one another. Each person has a special place within the order of things. Each has a set of duties to perform, and the well-being of society depends on how each individual members function in it. The Buddha identified the mutual duties and obligation of each parties in 6 pairs of persons, socially related and to each other, and declared that their due performance by the parties will conducive to their benefits and result from the present life as well as the life after. So, the north is the quarters, which symbolizes the relationship between the householder with his friends and associates. So, in the part of the householder himself, in 5 ways, a householder should minister to his friends and associates. Firstly, by liberality and generosity, show hospitality and be charitable towards friends. Second, by courteous speech or kind words, by affable to friends, saying kind words, being courteous and respectful in daily companionship. He should not pick up quarrels. Third one, being helpful. Offer financial help to friends in need, help them out when they are in trouble, giving advice or guidance when situation arises. Fourth, being impartial. Treat all friends as a dignified individual, equally without favoritism, irrespective of their race, gender, religion, and social status, both in health and in misfortune. Fifth, by sincerity or integrity. Be truthful and sincere in speech and deeds. May reveal one's own secret to a true friend, but concealing the secrets of friends from others. Praise him in the presence, but will not speak ill of him in his absence. Thus, the reciprocal duties of a friend to the householder of man is, firstly, they provide him when he protect him when he is heedless, being supportive. They point out to him what is right from wrong, the worthy from worthy, and encourage and support him to perform good meritoriously, and disapprove or discourage him from committing evil acts, and they will conceal all his secret. Second, they protect his property when he is heedless. They will not be covetous of his possessions. They will restrain him from squandering away money and wealth by indulging in gambling, laziness, frequenting in streets at unseemly hours, attached to entertainment that distract one's mind from one's duties and obligation. Third, they become a refuge when he is in danger. Unlike the fake friends who offer mere lip services, the true friend will not rejoice over one's failure, nor laughing over one's mistake. In the contrary, will comfort him when he is sad, protect him from danger, and provide shelter if necessary. Fourth, they do not forsake him in his troubles. They stay by when one is down and out, make sacrifice if necessary, and will not abandon one when one is in trouble and needs. Fifth, they show consideration or honor to his family. They too, showing care for his children, show respect and consideration towards other members of his family. As a conclusion, good friends are helper, protector, wise advisor, and compassionate companions that help one cultivate and maintain virtuous conduct, learn the true Dhamma, that guide one develop wisdom that leads to liberation. The layman code of conduct help one identifies the true friends from fake friends that lead to the downfall of an individual. As a Kalyamita is the most important part of the spiritual life, true relationship with mutual respect is far more important to emphasize over one's right to be superior and authoritative. So this is my question number 3.
Okay, good try. Remember, Sigala Sutta will come out every year. So this year will come out, but which direction on the day, then you will know. So all the 4 directions you must know well. So it's a definite question. So no way to escape.
Yeah, in this PowerPoint presentation, I've done all, but I'm not going to show it here. Okay, the next question number 4. Enumerate the 7 factors welfare preached by the Buddha to the people of Vajrayan as the guidelines for their progress and strength. In Satta Aparihaniya Sutta, the Magadhan king Ajatasattu had a desire to attack and conquer the Vajrayans. Before he proceeded he had requested one of his ministers to visit the Buddha and order the minister to ask the Buddha's view regarding his idea. Instead of giving direct answer, the Buddha spoke about the 7 conditions conducive to the growth of a nation's welfare and not decline as the following. First one, as long as the guardian meet frequently and hold meetings for the related to the state of matters, which emphasizes the importance of maintaining good communication between the members of the society, the community will prosper, not decline. Second, as long as they meet together in unity, thrive in unity, and perform their duties in unity. It would also be important for the leaders of each nation to be in harmony with one another. Otherwise, they will not be able to present a united front in any discussion with the leaders of the other states. 3, as long as they enact nothing not enacted earlier, did not abrogate or repeal laws that had already been enacted, act in accordance with what had been already established, especially the ancient Vajjan principles. 4th, as long as they support, respect, venerate, and honor the Vajjan elders and pay regards to their worthy speech. With regards to fundamental moral and social principles, the consensus of the old is likely to be wiser on the whole than the consensus of the young. 5, as long as no women or girls of their families are detained by force or abduction. Abducting girl or woman will inevitably foster disharmony between families of the abductee and the abductor, and this would tend to undermine the harmony of the whole society. 6, as long as they support, respect, venerate, honor those objects of worship, internal and external, and do not neglect those righteous ceremonies held before. 7, as long as the rightful protection, defense, and support for the Arahant shall be provided by the Vajjan, so that more Arahants who have not come may enter the realm, and those who have entered the realm may live in peace. So long may the Vajjan be expected not to decline, but to prosper. So, as a conclusion, as long as the Vajjans are well instructed in this condition, they will not decline, but prosper. The same principles apply to all types of community.
Okay, good try. Okay, this one also a typical question that come out every year also. So hopefully come out again. So easy for you. This one, the Vajjan formula, until today is still applicable. Okay, good example. Now you can see America. Donald Trump doing all this nonsense is dividing the society into disharmony. That's why I can see very clearly on all these points which Buddha passed 2,500 years ago. So the same thing applied till today. So that's why Buddhists have very good teaching for both the laymen and for the nation and for the kings. Okay, so good work. So if come out again, this shouldn't be a problem for you. Any more? No more.
Yes, I still have question 4. Okay, wait. Okay, question number 10. Give the meaning to this Dhamma pada stanza. This is verse 129. Sape tasanti dandasa, sape bayanti machu no. Atanang upamang katwa, ne hayena hayeya ne gataye. The translation. Literally, the stanza means all tremble at violence, all fear death, putting oneself in the place of another. One shall not kill nor cause others to kill. Here, certain Pali words can be translated as the following. Dandasa means a punishment by extension, a blow, thrashing with a rod or stick. Dasanti are frightened. Bayanti fear. Machono means death. Atanang one's own self. Na haneya do not kill. Na kateya not to get anyone else to kill. The background story is actually taken from the story of the group of 6 monks. While the Buddha was residing at the Jetavana monastery, he spoke this verse with reference to a group of 6 monks, which is we really usually refer as the Chabagi, who picked a quarrel with a group of comprising 17 bhikkhus. Once 70 bhikkhus was cleaning the building in the Jetavana monastery with the intention of occupying it, when another group comprising of 6 bhikkhus arrived on the scene, and this group of 6 demanded them to give away the building to them because they are more senior. So the group of 7 did not give in, and the group of 6 beat up the other group, and then the latter cried out in pain. When the Buddha learned about this, reprimanded them and laid down disciplinary rules for beating bhikkhus to beat others. Hence, the Buddha verbalized the words, all are afraid of the stick or punishment, all fear death. Putting oneself in another's place, one should not beat or kill others. So, points to counter. Very few people indeed are prepared to die. They want to live longer and longer. The actual pain of dying are, of course, various, and not all people go through physical agonies. But there is distress of other sort. The frightful stresses that are set up in the mind one of whose body is dying, especially against his will. We all are afraid of being hurt or killed. We prefer not to be beaten. Bearing this in mind and remembering that we humans share the characteristic in common, become empathetic and understood others' perspective. Realizing that the other party are also fear of pain and death, we can choose to curb our anger, even though our instinct tended to hurt or kill someone else. As a conclusion, in essence, the verse encourages nonviolence and compassion by urging individuals to consider the impact of their action on others, acknowledging that all beings share a fear of harm and death. That's all.
Okay, good job. About Dhammapada, as I told you, the question are now limited. So if you miss out the Dhammapada too, your choice will be even smaller. Okay, so I think it's better to choose a few Dhammapada. If happen to repeat again, then you have a wider choice. It's up to you, okay? But I would rather choose a few spare Dhammapada question for reserve in case come out something different. So any more? No more? Any question to bring out? So next week will be next Sunday will be your exam. So mentally prepare and don't suffer mental breakdown. Like one of my student got heart attack. So do your best. Hope for a pass, and anything that is better is a bonus. So it's a job your own, you should appreciate it. So I wish you all the best, and then the triple jam bless all of you on next Sunday. Any more questions?
Thank you, Brother Lau.
Should able to make it lah. Don't worry so much. Don't follow my student heart attack. Then end up hospital. Okay, very sad I mean, you just don't force yourself eat 3 bowls right at one go.